The stench of gas hit me like a slap as I climbed out of my pickup truck. It was sharp, almost chemical, too potent to be coming from my own meter. I stood in my driveway in the quiet suburb of Willow Creek, Virginia, on a crisp October morning in 2024, letting the smell settle in my nose before I caught the faint hiss slithering from the fence line between my yard and Lisa's. For those who don't know, Lisa's my next-door neighbor, the self-crowned arbiter of neighborhood virtue and president of the Homeowners Association. Her place was a spectacle that day, strings of fairy lights draped across her porch, folding chairs strewn over the lawn, and the faint clatter of cocktail glasses. It was 10 a.m. on a Saturday, and she was clearly prepping for some extravagant bash, the kind that screamed, "Look at me." I followed the hiss like a hound on a scent, and there it was, a garish yellow hose snaking from my gas meter, under the fence, straight into Lisa's backyard. I crouched, ran my fingers along the connection, and felt the warm pulse of stolen fuel. It was bold, almost laughably so, like finding a straw stuck in your car's gas tank. I chuckled, not out of amusement, but at the sheer audacity. No effort to hide it, no clever disguise. Just a blatant, "I'm taking this, deal with it." From Lisa's side of the fence, her voice boomed, bossing someone around about where to place a decorative fountain shaped like a dolphin, from what I could overhear. Jazz music floated over, mingling with the smoky scent of propane burners firing up catering trays. But why? I wondered, would someone with propane galore need to siphon my natural gas? Then it hit me. Peeking over the fence, I saw it, a massive party tent, glowing with the heat of industrial warmers. Lisa wasn't just cooking, she was powering her entire event off my dime. I called the gas company, keeping it calm, no need for drama yet. They promised a technician within 2 hours. I hung up, went about my morning, but my mind was already spinning. Confronting Lisa would only fuel her victim act. No, I wanted something sharper, subtler, and way more satisfying. By noon, a letter was taped to my door, sporting the HOA's logo like it was a royal decree. Inside, Lisa had typed yes, tipped a wild accusation, claiming I'd tampered with community utilities and created a hazard by messing with my own gas line. The nerve was almost admirable. She was already rewriting the story, painting herself as the wronged party. That evening, I set up my phone through a gap in the fence, filming the yellow hose feeding a splitter under her tent. In the background, Lisa's voice rang out, loud and smug, telling someone they wouldn't have to worry about gas bills this winter thanks to her special arrangement. Her laugh was pure gold, and I knew it had come in handy. The next morning, the gas company tech arrived, gave a low whistle at the setup, and snapped his own photos. He called it theft, dangerous theft, and slapped a locking cap on my meter before disconnecting Lisa's hose. She stormed out the second her heaters went cold, spotting me in my yard and launching into a rant about community resource sharing. I asked if that meant I could borrow her electricity for my next barbecue. She huffed, muttered about selfishness, and stomped off. At the HOA meeting that week, Lisa held court like a politician, accusing me of sabotaging her event and whining about her chilly tent ruining the vibe. She even tried to push a new utility sharing rule. I waited, quiet in the back, until she opened the floor. Then I stood, smiled, and played the video of her special arrangement speech. The room went silent. Her face turned beet red, and the board members stifled laughs. She stammered about context, but the damage was done. Still, I knew Lisa. She wouldn't back down to escalate. 2 days later, delivery trucks rolled in, unloading crates of party gear, string lights, kegs, speakers, the works. She was planning something massive, undeterred by the locked meter. I had a hunch she'd try to bypass it, and I was ready. I called a friend, Tom, a county fire inspector, and showed him the video. He warned that tampering with gas lines was a criminal offense and gave Hawkins be there if she tried again. Sure enough, late Friday night, my motion-activated camera caught Lisa and some shady guy in a headlamp tinkering with my meter. They removed the lock and hooked up another hose. I recorded it all, sent it to Tom, and let them think they'd won. The next day, her yard was a circus' biggest tent yet, heaters blazing, a stage with a band warming up. I'd done my homework. Lisa's social media, which she thought was private, bragged about a legendary party with out-of-town guests and a local cover band. I overheard her in a parking lot, telling a friend, Don't worry about the heating bill, got it covered. Classic Lisa. The plan was simple but brutal. Tom and his team would show up mid-party, with a news crew I'd tipped off, ready to catch the chaos. As guests in fancy clothes filled her yard, I stayed low. The inspectors arrived, blending in until they hit the meter, traced the hose, and confronted Lisa. She exploded, claiming the gas was community property. The crowd watched, some filming, as the heaters died and the tent went cold. Tom handed her a citation with fines that made her gasp. Guests laughed, muttered about her free heat, and started leaving. The news crew ate it up. Lisa didn't stop. By July 2024, she was planning the neighborhood's big Independence Day block party, her chance to siphon my gas again. I let her dig her trench, thinking she was sneaky, but I'd installed a hidden shut-off valve with a bypass that could vent gas harmlessly for dramatic effect. On party day, her setup was absurd: buffet, bar, dance floor, the works. I waited until the band was rocking, then flipped the valve. Heaters sputtered, guests murmured, and Lisa panicked. I cycled the valve on and off, watching her unravel, then tipped off Tom. His team, with cops and cameras in tow, stormed in, shut it down, and exposed the hose to her trench. Guests mocked her openly as fireworks lit up the sky, her party collapsing in real time. The court case was swift. My folder of evidence, letters, videos, drone shots from a neighbor kid, Ethan, buried her. The judge hit her with heavy fines, restitution, and a 2-year ban on fuel-powered events without city approval. The HOA stripped her of power. She tried petty retaliation, parking in my driveway, overwatering my plants, but the neighborhood turned on her. At the next meeting, members called out her shady spending, and she resigned, her reign over. The next summer's block party was chill, no Lisa drama. She'd glare from her yard, but her sting was gone. Still, every time someone whispered, "Is she the gas line lady?" I'd smile, knowing I'd let her ego torch her own empire. What do you think? Was I too harsh on Lisa, or did she deserve every bit of it? Should neighbors share utilities like she claimed, or is that just entitled nonsense? Drop your thoughts below, hit that like button, and subscribe for more wild stories.